Same old story. Same old story, Terence. At one point in time, Bob Arum said that you and Pacquiao were in negotiations and you guys were close. Just like one point in time, he said something about you and Conor McGregor or whatever and whatnot, you know. And I'm gonna go to Bob, and then I'm gonna go to Terence Crawford. Bob Arum, as you know, has been lying, but Bob Arum is primarily the one that's holding up these fights. You know, I know a lot of people bring up Al Heyman, and you know, I shove responsibility where it's supposed to be. You know, as far as these fights they be picking and whatnot. But man, I've been sitting back, I've been watching, I've been observing and paying close attention to Bob. I know Bob is a snake. Bob ain't nothing nice, but Bob, just like some boxers get to fly under the radar with the bullshit that they do. And I know it's Bob Arum holding up these fights, because when you hear Bob talk about fights, and keep in mind, he's the only one that does this. When you hear Bob talk about fights, he always bring up, well, who's going to pay for it? Well, who's going to pay for the fight? Well, that's fine, but who's going to put up the money? You know what I'm saying? That's always what he's saying. It's always, nobody ever says that but Bob. Nobody ever says that but Bob. And I read an article a while back where Bob did an interview where he was talking about Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez fight. And then I also did a video when it was talking about, Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko taking tune-ups and shit like that. I'm like, tune-ups? I know damn well Teofimo Lopez ain't asked for no tune-up. That shit is Vasily Lomachenko, hands down. I don't care what nobody say. You know, a lot of people got mad, upset, like they do, because Vasily is... Anyways, y'all know. But, so they got mad and upset and this and that. Well, how do you know this, and that? I said because Teofimo Lopez don't want to stay at this weight longer than what he wants to. So he is the last person to demand a tune-up. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? We all know Teofimo, if anybody, he was the last person that wanted a tune-up. So naturally, the responsibility slides over to Vasily Lomachenko. But back to this article I was reading. I was reading the article, and I was going to do a video on it, but I didn't, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't at the end. But I was reading this article, and it comes to find out, and I still got the article, I can still bring it up for y'all. And it comes to find out, the whole tune-up idea was Bob Arum's idea. And do you know why Bob Arum wanted a tune-up fight? Because he didn't want to miss the opportunity to make a lot of money off of that fight. So he suggested a tune-up fight as a delay to get things back rolling in time, to get the economy back rolling in time. So when he does sell this fight, he can get the most money out of it. Because Bob Arum doesn't want to come off of this pandemic thing and go straight into this fight, because he said people don't have the money and it won't do as well. You know what I'm saying? So he wants to wait till people got more money in their pocket to sell the fight. So he suggested that these guys take tune-up fights. So when it came to somebody wanted a tune-up, yes, that shit was Bob Arum. And he's always talking about who's got the money, who's don't got the money, who's don't got the money. Now, okay, so a lot of these delays, why these fights don't get made is because Bob is not getting a big enough piece of the fucking pie. Okay, that's really what it is. Okay, now moving on to Terence Crawford. Terence, you re-signed with this dude. People talk shit. I was like, everybody ain't got to be a PBC soldier. Let them go wherever the fuck they want to go. Then comes in the scenarios, he doesn't have fights for you. Okay? Not only does he not have fights for you, anytime it's time to shine you on, because you are the number one pound for pound fighter, everybody knows it. But when it comes to that, he'd always shove Vasily Lomachenko in front of you. You know what I'm saying? You've even spoke about it. You even spoke about taking a back seat to it. You know what I'm saying? You done brung it up before. You know? Like I told you before, Josh Taylor is not going to have no problem finding opponents. He's going to get opponents for him. And you're going to see. And you're going to see. You're going to have to understand that you with a dude who does not value you, even if you are the number one pound for pound fighter. Because here we are looking at another damn article, Terence, talking about, yeah, he want to fight Pacquiao, but it don't look good. This is what I'm saying. How long are y'all gonna string us along on this bullshit? He finna get a Pacquiao fight, yo. Every time somebody gets to putting pressure on Bob Arum and saying, "What the fuck are you doing with Terence Crawford?" Here comes the Manny Pacquiao theory. Well, I've been talking with Manny and this. And you know what? And keep in mind, this is the same guy who told you, I offered that fight 2 times to Manny Pacquiao and he turned it down. And I don't want him fighting him. You know what I'm saying? But once again, please know how people condone Manny Pacquiao ducking. Okay? I'm going to digress and move on to that. Nobody has anything to say about that ducking scenario. Just the same way that they ain't have to say nothing about him ducking Guzman. But, you know, I'm going to move on from that too. But you got this guy who, number one, when it comes time, at least he can do is promote you and shine you on if he can't give you the fights. But when it's time to do that, he put Vasily Lomachenko in front of you. And let me tell you something that I know for a fact. When stables do not have a fighter for you to fight or for you to basically showcase on or whatever, or to really build you and make you a star, it's very well known and it's common practice that they build a fighter for you. You know what I'm saying? They don't let the public know that, but they build certain fighters up just for other fighters. So they'll tell them, they'll give him all the attention. They'll tell you he's better than what he is and there's that, but they're only building him up because they don't have nobody for somebody which would be like you. You know what I'm saying? Which is Terence Crawford. People do that all the time. They build people up on the side just to appear like they have a threat for their fighter. He's not even doing that for you. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, what can somebody do with you? What can somebody say? I'm going to tell you what's going to fuck around and happen. Okay? Not going to happen. I'm going to tell you what I'm thinking. Okay? By the time you get your hands on a real live opponent that's really going to build your resume. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying a good fighter because you have fought good fighters. You know what I'm saying? But casuals don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But by the time you get your hands on a fighter who got a decent name, you know what I'm saying? Who got some weight to his name, you aging yourself out, right? By the time you take that fight, you are aged out and no longer what you was the year before and the year before that. You might fuck around and lose or put on a poor performance. And you know what they gonna say? See, we always knew he wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all praise this boy so high and he's only average. Look at him struggling with this. When really the truth is you 31, going on 32, 32, going on 33, 33, going on 34. Bruh, your prime is leaving you. It's leaving you. You don't get younger in this game. It's leaving you. So by the time you get to a name that's about something, you might struggle with the motherfucker. And they're like, see, he ain't number one pound for. See, he ain't that special. And you know what? People gonna have to run with it. Got to take with a fighter like you have no choice but to take your career into your own hands. Look how Ryan Garcia is fighting tooth and nail to get some damn respect over there at Golden Boy. Stop sending me these bums and stop paying me like a hooker. You know what I'm saying? And it's a young kid. Now, I understand that you getting a pay, that you getting a guaranteed $3 million per fight. I understand that. That's gravy and it's good money. You know what I'm saying? But that come with a price. It come with a price. You know what I'm saying? I understand, well, as long as I'm getting paid and I can take care of my family, fine. If that's what you care about, then fine. But as far as legacy go, we are a casual-driven sport. Okay? They're not going to remember you, man. They're not going to remember you anything. You need a drama show. Okay? That's how boxing is. You need a drama show. Matter of fact, do y'all remember Creed 2? You know what I'm saying? Where Buddy Love came up and talked to him. And he was like, the belt ain't enough. You know what I'm saying? You need a story. He said, your dad, he knew that. You know what I'm saying? So he's basically telling him like, Adonis, you the champ and you got the belt. But how many people remember heavyweight champions? 3, 4, 5. The belt ain't enough. You need a story. You need an angle. You need you know what I'm saying? You need that shit in order for this shit to really stick. People ain't gonna care about undisputed. You clean out a whole weight division, even though I'm thoroughly impressed with it. But then again, I'm not a casual. And casuals would get you paid, man. Hardcores don't get you paid. Casuals get, when you can appeal on a casual level, that's what gets you paid. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what I'm saying, because you're one of my favorite fighters, man. And I'm not getting a chance to see your skill at its best. You know what I'm saying? I want to see you in all your splendor. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to wait till you 35, 34. T? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard to defend when people like, he ain't got no names. Even though I'm defending against casuals, I want to be able to say this is that, and third. But you are a type of person, you have to take your career in your own hand, because if you don't, you will be one of the most talented fighters that was also a waste of talent in that division. You know what I'm saying? Bob Arum is lying. He's not trying to get you your fights. He's not trying to get whatever. You need to come up with something. You need to keep pressing the issue. You either going to smoke Spence out, or move up, or move back down. Because just like everybody else, we don't want to see this no more. Because every time I see this, I'm like, oh, God. And here it is. He's telling everybody their fights, and you're the last person who fight he announces. You're always the last person who fight he announced, because he knows it's going to be somebody that we don't know, or that casuals don't know. That's why he'll tell you about this. He'll tell you about that person. And we have something great for Terence later on this year. Good opponent, this and that. But you was just so close with Manny Pacquiao making that fight. You was finna fight Conor McGregor. You was finna fight this person. You always are finna fight somebody. They give us this just to keep us docile and just to keep us on the string with you. You got to pick up the pace on your career, bro. Then again, that's my opinion, but it's pretty damn accurate. Bruce Wayne, I'm out.